Welcome to day 5 of our practice. Yesterday I sent a PDF regarding pranayama and the breath, and actually more to do with the energy, but commonly known and understood as breath work, breathing techniques. But hopefully you have a little idea there's a little bit more than this, and at the root of our practice is the breath. And you can see over the previous practices a large focus has been on moving with the breath. It's a very fundamental part of yoga. So again, we are going to do the same. At the end of today's practice, we are going to spend a little bit more time with our breathing and maybe make it a little bit more specific. So we're going to add a little element of pranayama to the end of today's session, just to give you a little idea what this is about. So when we work on the breath in class, sometimes I like to start a little bit slower, so it really gives us the space to see and feel the breath as we move. So for today's practice, we're going to start in Shavasana. So finding your way down into the mat, I'm going to untuck my legs and remove my towel which I'm sitting on, place to the side, and just moving down into Shavasana. Allow your feet to be hips width apart, your palms facing up, and just make any final adjustments. Make sure the bubble, if you have one in, isn't knocking your neck offline, or the hair isn't tucked under the shoulders. Very good. And just breathe. Ground down into your body. Find your breath. And when I say find your breath, of course, we are always breathing. But what I mean is, when I say find your breath, is find it in the body. Bring your attention to where you feel the rise and falling of your breathing. Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your belly? Can you feel it in your throat or your nose? It's okay. Just become aware, just find it. And bring your attention there. Just allow your breath to flow in and out with your awareness on your body. Breathe. And center down into your practice. Now, taking a complete inhale here, allow that to completely exhale all the way out, and on your next inhale, draw your knees into your chest. We can take the knees to the hands. Now, with the rhythm of our breathing, we're just going to create little circles to the lower spine, just by rolling, just circling the knees. Use your hands for support if you wish. See if you can time the rhythm of the breathing to the rhythm of the movement. Inhale, they come up. Exhale, round. And let's change direction here. Just gently starting our practice today with the breath, awareness in the body. No pressure as always. And coming into center. Very good. We are gently going to allow the knees just to fall wide. Now, don't force this here. Allow the hips just to be where they want to be. And on your inhale, draw your knees up towards your chest. Bring them close together. As you exhale, bring them down and round and open. Inhale up, exhale down. Now you can use the hands for support again as you create individual circles with the knees, or you could press your hands to the floor and use the hip muscles to create these circles. Entirely up to you, feel what's good, and breathe with the body. Feel into the movement. And just allow your hips to just open at their own pace. We're not forcing anything, just focusing the movement with the breath. And let's change direction here. Get a feel for how long or how short your breath is today. It's going to dictate the pace of your practice. Very good, and come into center. Taking both hands to the left knee, we're going to extend the right foot up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're tight in the hamstrings, we haven't warmed up much yet, keep a slight micro bend, is absolutely fine. We're not coming in for a really intense stretch just yet. Now, with the lower back pressed on the floor, exhale, draw the right heel down towards the floor. The tip of the exhale, the heel taps the floor. Begin your inhale and lifting the leg back in to that hamstring stretch. At the tip of your inhale, find your stretch and begin your exhale down. Time the movement with your breathing. If this is a little strong to lower the entire leg forward, let's take a bend so that the sole of the foot presses down into the mat. Inhale, lift up the knee, keeping the foot flexed. Exhale down till the sole meets the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. Just gently allowing the hips to open with the rhythm of our breathing. Find your pace and move. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Breathe. And bring that leg into that stretch. Find that stretch a little deeper, holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold the right knee, swapping the hands. Inhale, left foot comes up. Finding that stretch where it's comfortable for you. Exhaling down. Inhaling up at your pace. Don't worry if your pace isn't the same as mine. Just listen to your body. Breathe. Exhaling round. Again, you can always bend the knee if it's easier or less or more comfortable for you in this position. It's all about timing the movement and the breath, sinking down into our practice. Very good. Just a few more times on the left leg. And let's inhale up into that stretch. And exhale down, taking both knees into the hands. What I'd like you to do here is point the toes up and lower the heels down into the floor. We're gently just going to bring the palms down to the mat and shuffle the heels back so that the fingertips meet the heel. Keep your feet facing forward. Now I want you to tuck your tailbone. You're going to feel the bum lift off the floor a little bit, or just a little bit of space being created as we tuck the tailbone up, the quadriceps active. Now we're going to have a gentle bridge here, but we're going to focus on the glutes. So all I want you to do is just to squeeze the glutes, inhale, lift the core up. Be mindful that we're not really lifting the chest off, because this is when we activate the lower back. Just squeezing the bum, keeping the pelvis up. And then exhale, release the tension in the glutes, slowly lower down. And as the glutes tap the mat, inhale, squeeze back up. Exhale, release the tension. Inhale, find your rhythm as before. Inhale, exhale, squeezing the glutes, lifting the pelvis into the stretch. This is a brilliant exercise for our posture. Takes the pressure off our lower back. We ensure that we use the glutes to push the pelvis forward to keep us standing facing straight. When our glutes get a little weaker, the slack is picked up from our lower back and we tend to get tight lower backs and back pain. So just working the glutes is going to really help take the pressure from the lower back. And inhale, final time, and just hold up here for a little longer. 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly down. Very good. Just take a deep breath. Inhale, draw the hands behind the thighs and the knees into the chest. Now we're going to roll up to a seated position here. Now if you use your hands and the knees and create a little bit of momentum, lifting up the knees, just rolling on the spine. It's a little difficult, roll to a side and just gently pressing yourself up and rolling up onto our feet. Excellent. Very good. Shuffling the hips back. We're going to move into Dandasana position, staff pose. So keeping a nice tilt to the pelvis, the chest up high, shuffle the heels forward and the toes facing up. Draw the belly in to lengthen the spine. Shoulders come up and back to strengthen through the back and press through the hands. About 10% of your weight through the hands. The majority of the weight is being supported in the back. Your chin comes slightly down and your gaze is soft. Very good, and relaxing your efforts on your hands, give the legs a little bit of a shake. I'm going to have a gentle twist warm up here, so I'm just going to show you from the front. From our Dandasana position, we're going to come back in there shortly. We're going to lift up on an inhale, take the right hand to the left knee, and the left hand can come behind as support. And as we exhale, try and work the diaphragm up and draw yourself round softly to the left. Now we're not forcing it here, just a gentle twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round to the opposite side. Inhale. I'm just going to repeat this a few times. Just to warm through the thoracic spine. One more to the left. One more to the right. Very good, into Dandasana. And relax your efforts. Very good. Now tucking the knees behind, coming into a kneeling position. This way for the microphone's sake. And then keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We've done this pose a couple of times through this course, so just a bit of regularity for you. Just shifting your awareness to really synchronize the breath and the movement. You should be familiar with this one. It's cat-cow stretch. So inhale, draw the eyes, chin, chest forward, push the shoulders down through the floor, tilt the tailbone, create a U shape to the spine. Exhale, bring the chest round. Now we're pushing into the hands, opening through the upper back as we tuck the tailbone for cat stretch. As the chin meets the chest, inhale, tilt the pelvis, draw the chin, chest and eyes, and see if we can time it so the tip of the inhale, the eyes meet the ceiling, the tip of the exhale, the chin meets the chest. Continuing in that pace of breath throughout our practice. Another brilliant exercise for just after we wake up, just to help loosen any compression from our sleep. Just get some movement into the thoracic spine. Just start off very gently. Just allow the spine to open. And exhale to center. Very good. The legs a bit of a tap, the wrists a bit of a shake. Okay. We are just gently going to take the left glute backwards, the left foot backwards by squeezing the left glute. So just take the toes back and squeeze the glute up. Very good. And from this position, ensuring that the knee is okay, take the right arm forward, lengthening through the spine, reaching through the fingertips and the toes, keeping our pressure into the left hand with control, horizontal hips. 3, 2, 1, exhale down. Give the left wrist a bit of a shake if you need to, a bit of a roll, and let's make the adjustments for the opposite side. Right foot back, squeezing the glute, left arm forward. Lengthen through the spine. 3, 2, 1, bringing it down. Give the wrist a bit of a shake. Very, very good. Now from this position, everyone, I would just like you to walk your hands forward. So we're in a prone position. Now keeping the elbows for now underneath the shoulders, keep the fingers spread. Keep the fingers nice and spread into the mat, and then just gently bring your forehead down to the mat. If this is a little difficult, just going to bring the elbows back. So the elbows by the side of the chest. You should be able to bring the forehead down to the floor here. Now we're going to have a very slight back bend here for Sphinx pose. So if there's any discomfort in the lower back, we can remain here, or we can just have a very gentle attempt at the pose. Now firstly, I'd like you to tense through the legs and the bum, just keeping them nice and active. And if you draw the palms and the elbows back without actually moving the hands, just like you're gripping the mat, can you feel the chest and the head and the nose wanting to pull forward? Now this is very important when we come into this pose, because when we come into a back bend, we want to initiate the movement from the front and lengthen, lifting out of the spine, rather than pushing right back and compressing the lower part. So, exhale completely, and as you inhale, draw your eyes, chin and chest by drawing your elbows and hands back and pressing into your elbows. You should feel the chest coming forward, lengthening out of the spine. You're not compressing the lower back. There should be no compression in the lower back. Your gaze is neutral. Press through. Breathe. And exhale all the way down. Very well done, everybody. Now just shuffling over to the left side of your mat. I'm going to do this right just because of the microphone, and take your left hand underneath, or your right hand, and just rolling onto your back. Very good. And just working ourselves down again into Shavasana. Spending a few moments here with the breath. Just breathing, finding the breath in the body. Making any final adjustments. Breathe. Just allowing your body to completely relax. Just feel the body pressing down into the floor, supported. As we balance our practice with Shavasana. Just notice how you're feeling in the pose. Sensations may arise, any thoughts, any emotions. Just be present with the feelings of the body. And gently bring your attention to your fingers and toes. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing a little bit of movement here. And when it feels good for you, just stretching the arms above the head, the feet together, just stretching the whole body through, stretching out your practice. And taking your time, there's no rush whatsoever. I want you to join me in a seated position, however's comfortable for you, whether it's cross-legged, whether it's legs out in front, whether it's on the knees, entirely up to you. And we're just going to find our breath in the seat. Just going to watch our breathing as we flow in and out. Now this practice is a very gentle practice with a little bit of flow to the body to try and synchronize the breath and the movements. So it's a lovely practice just to practice our breathing, our pranayama preparations. So if you wish to sit a little bit longer with your breath and just feel the body in this position, then after this video ends, just give yourself the space just to be present with what your experience is. When we move into classes or the later stages of our courses, we go deeper into pranayama, introducing different techniques, spending time. So we will leave today's practice here. So it's just to give you a bit of a flow to prepare the body and really synchronize the breath. We are just laying gentle foundations for your practice. And if you feel this is for you, then we will go a little deeper bit by bit as you are ready. So I'm going to say namaste for today. Thank you for joining me for day 5, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 6. Thank you.